Want to say hello and welcome to all of you joining us on Facebook for our Facebook Live look-in provided by Jeffy's Fab Farm. We want to say, just give you a taste of the action here at Metal Mayhem this weekend. If you like what you're seeing in the action here on the free look-in, you can get the ticket at derbynation.tv. Countdown is done, cars are rolling, and they watched the first heat have to come back through the consolation, so we should see a bit more aggression out of this heat. New kick into 369, all the way across the track, plants it in the front tire. .208 takes a shot. Tom Henderson in the 13, excuse me. One X to done, working on Henderson a little bit, just sort of sticking on him, being a little bit of a pain. Henderson leaning in. Longest in the 24T takes a shot, spins him around, gets himself faced horizontal across the track again. Longest in the 24T finds himself sideways in the middle of the track. And that is not where you want to be as 4 or 5 cars make their way towards you with their tail end. Drives himself up onto the wall a little bit, front bumper up on the blocks. He's looking for some help. He doesn't want to dig himself a hole. He's going to get some help further up there, not anything that's going to back him off. 208 looking for a shot. Can't quite see who's behind longest there, but yes, 421 Sherman Gabraki. Sherman was either trying to hold him there or was a little bit hung himself, but longest not getting much help right now. See if the 1X makes his way over there. Sounded like it. Yep, may have been enough. But a hole has been dug. Longest trying to back up, not getting very much purchase on this slippery, muddy track. And he has been on the clock. Dunn helps him out yet again. Longest better be buying the meal here this evening when things are all said and done. Got to make some contact. Didn't really get there. See if he's able to get around. He makes some contact there. .208 takes a shot at the nose of Tom Henderson. A lot of these drivers kind of riding around a little bit at idle here, playing the game as they know this is a 30-minute time limit with a 10-minute grace period. Tuning in on Facebook, this is heat number 2 of the Pro Stock class. There are 3 heats of Pro Stock here tonight. We've also got 3 heats of Pro Mod cars coming up later on this evening. And then, of course, you can get the weekend pass on DerbyNation.tv and watch the whole weekend, which includes last night's figure 8 racing, tonight's qualifying rounds, tomorrow's consolations, filler classes, and feature events. Filler classes tomorrow, I believe, are front-wheel drive compacts as well as minivans. And I'll have to look and see what else is on the agenda. Terry Colehouse getting a shot on the wheel. Scraping of the track helped a bit, but some of these drivers really struggling for purchase here. .421, Sherman Jabrocki was reaching for his stick there. Thought better of it, kept it up, but his passenger front wheels laid over, locked up, and he's struggling on this track. Both front wheels laid over on Jabrocki's car. Gonna have a hard time making that thing move. .323 is Sherman, still looking pretty clean. Little bit of a tiff down here at the end. 21 of Pennick and the 208. Shaw and Levis. One X of Dunn sitting idle right now, looking for a little help maybe. Making some hand signals towards the 24T of longest. Stick down on the 1X. Still got 8 cars running and battling. A couple of these guys second guessing their choice of tires for this event. Tom Henderson gets worked into the corner by the 208. Didn't quite get his front bumper up on the block, so he's able to back himself out of that corner and get back at it. Got a bumper on the track, red flag here at almost the 10-minute mark. GH Graphics red flag on the track. I'm not sure if the time continues to run during the red flag or if they stop it. I'm not certain. So I'm going to leave my timer running. And we'll see how close that comes to what the official time is. GH Graphics red flag on the track here. Of course, you can visit ghgraphics.net for great values on your door wraps, roof signs, vinyl decals, header covers, whatever else you can think of that you can stick a graphic on. George will take care of you. Wonder what kind of promo code I can make up for your website this weekend, George. Yeah. A little bit of action down here on the left side of the track. 208 has been battling with Tom Henderson in the 13. 21 of Pennick getting involved a little bit here. Pennick in the plain car with no numbers on it. And he's holding the brakes and letting the 208 do all the work. And we said earlier it's going to be the battle of the transmissions out here on this track. And the 208 is showing that now. Terry Colehouse just about to lose a rear bumper. It's broken off the passenger side, flipped itself around, hanging off the driver's side now. Trying to break itself free as he works himself forward and back. Ooh, Wisman. Oh, I thought for sure Wisman started to drive up the back of that thing, and it might have been just enough lift to get his back tires to lose purchase, but got himself free. Brendan Wisman in the 93, the Ruts Fab machine, right-hand side of the screen. Good-looking ride there. Pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, I think we saw Brendan Wisman at King of Ohio. Pretty sure he was the Ruts Fab car there. Feel free to correct me on the DTV Fan Chat Facebook page if I'm wrong, but it's happened before. I'm sure it'll happen again. Those of you that are joining us on Facebook, I want to say thanks to Jeffy's Fab Farm for providing this live look in. This is Pro Stock Heat number 2. There's 3 Pro Stock Heats here tonight, as well as 3 Pro Mod Heats. And tomorrow, we've got consolations, filler classes, and feature events. So plenty of action on the weekend pass. You can get it all at DerbyNation.tv. Dealing with a little bit of weather here this weekend. It's been a little bit of a challenge for the promoter here, and the drivers are having to deal with it. But that's Derby. We know how it goes sometimes, and these guys will get through it. We'll see some good action, that's for sure. We are DTV powered by DEC headers. We're presented by Collier Performance Engines. And we're so glad to be live with you here from Portland, Indiana at Metal Mayhem day number 2 with Derby Icons. So far, the back of Wisman's 93 has been pretty solid. He got that roll the way he wanted it, right up into the quarters. The quarters are creased. Got some good lines there, and he's been making some good contact with the backside. Not big track shots, just kind of some jabs, but he's making contact, and it has been solid. You can see that the back of the 208 definitely buckled, and Wisman's car seemed to come away unscathed. New kick in the 369 getting pushed by the 21 of Pennick. And now 369, a new kick, giving it right back. Now, I've been watching the 369. His stick is just about to fall off. It's just a bad tape job. So at home, when you see that his stick is down and now off the car, don't think that he's out. That was just a accidental breakage. It wasn't him reaching up to break it off. I left my timer running during the red flag. I'm not sure if that's what the official timer does. I'm somewhere around 15 minutes on my timer, which means we're about halfway through, roughly, with the allotted 30-minute time limit. We have been told that they were given a 30-minute grace, a 10-minute grace period at the end of that 30 minutes in the drivers' meeting. They used that in the first heat. Not sure if that's going to be applicable for the second heat as well because they scraped the track, but we'll find out. One at Pennock, pushing some steam. I want to say it's just overflow, but it just shows that, you know, these cars are laboring on this track, especially when you get into shoving matches. George believes it's a popped radiator. It's kind of in the center of the bumper, so I could see that being a hole in the radiator for sure. I just didn't know if maybe he ran a longer overflow hose that way or whatever. One thing I liked about old school Metal Mayhem was the big clock they had at the announcer's booth, and the promoter would hang out the announcer's booth with the clock and basically like show it to the drivers so they had an idea where the time was, especially as the time was winding down. Terry Colehouse still hasn't lost that rear bumper. It's been trying to fall off for a while. Put a good shot on the rear axle of Tanner Longus in the 24T. Nice firewall wheel shot there on the 208. Oh, Schoen Lieben. I got Liebus. I guess I got that spelled wrong. Incorrect driver's info here. There, that's better. Just making spelling corrections. Can't say he's not trying. Of the group, the 208 has been probably the most aggressive, but it shows in his ride. You can see just how much the tire choice, gearing, and driving style has an effect on how you're able to move around. Tanner Longest has been struggling in that 24T. Travis Pennick in the 21 right here, the plain unlettered car, doing some work on the 208, now putting a good shot on Tanner Longest in the 24T. Ooh, nice wheel shot down the far end. Still working on that 208. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Longest has got to be on the clock at this point. He's been kind of struggling in that 24T. Terry Colehouse in the 09 still holding on. 21 trying to refire. Saw some flames out the headers. Now the black smoke that usually shows it's going to fire. Black smoke got a little lighter, and now it's struggling to crank. Stick going down on Pennick in the 21. Brendan Wisman in the 93, trying to make some good contact with Longest in the 24T, who is stalled. Put a decent shot on there, but just kind of absorbed the hit. Car was able to slide. Tanner got the car refired, gets it moving again. Makes a little contact with the 369, a new kick. Longest cranking again. Sounds a little rough. Little grindy sounding. And now no more black smoke. Longest did get it refired. It's moving again. 3-2-3 underneath the front side of the 24T. Takes a shot from Wisman. Tom Henderson in the mix in the 13. Travis O'Connell, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. He's rooting for Chris Lloyd in Heat 3. Andrew Smith, thanks for the message. We appreciate that. Thanks for tuning in on the DTV Fan Chat Facebook page. NLR Derby Parts red flag on the track. Bumper on the track. Back at it. Mark Elliott, ME527, announcing, he said during that red flag that we were approaching the 10-minute grace period time. My timer right now shows about 29 minutes. So at 30, that'll be their official time, or their official used up time, I guess. And then they were given that 10-minute grace period due to weather. So drivers have been made aware. We'll see if anything changes. 13 at Henderson, 369 at Newkick, 09 at Terry Colehouse, 2014 Tanner Longest, 208 Schoenleben, 323 of Sherman, and the 93 of Westman. Jimmy Singleton, thanks for your feedback on the DTV fan chat page. I appreciate that. Confirming that Westman won the big car street stock at King of Ohio. I thought that was where we saw him at. Red flag on the track. Ten-minute warning. Realistic Derby Project, red flag on the track. Make sure you check it out, RDP on Facebook. Look up Realistic Derby Project on Facebook. Pretty awesome simulation. If you like Demolition Derby and you like computer games, RDP is the way to go. Sounds like somebody's got the message. Westman just put a shot on Longest in the 24T. It didn't really look like that big of a shot, especially at the speeds they're able to get here, but it moved that whole car. Looks like, oh yeah, the wheel's off. Wheel broke or came off or something, but the stick is down on Longest in the 24T. Trying to put it back on, not having any luck. I don't know that I'd want to be in the car with the yeah, I don't know if I'd want to be in the car with the shaft pointing at me, but it does look like the hub is still there. The wheel broke off around it. Longest had trouble with that wheel, and just makes me think about Fetro's wheels that they sell at postmopar.com. You can check those things out. They're pretty amazing. They're steel wheels with full centers in them. You're not going to break them. You might bend them maybe, possibly, if it takes a shot from somebody's bumper through your window or something. But Fetro's wheels are pretty darn awesome. You can check them out at postmopar.com. I'll tell you, for as aggressive as Schoenleben was early in the heat, he's lasted longer than I expected. He kind of got settled into a groove and slowed himself down a little bit, and the car looks like it's holding up pretty well for him in the 208. Still doing some pushing. He's going to be real confident in his transmission setup. The 323 of Sherman has stayed mostly out of trouble in the course of this heat. His car has not really changed shape all that much. Been pushing some steam out the overflow hose. Nothing too major, but you'll see that on these heats where you're fighting the weather and fighting the track conditions. Tom Henderson in the 13 got a pretty good roll on the backside of that car. Got to be pretty happy with how it's looking so far. Six cars running and going. We need to be down to 4. And we're about 4 minutes into their 10-minute grace period. Terry Colehouse, the 09 white police car there, backside of the track, trying to get her going again. He gets it moving. Got some momentum, puts a good shot on. A little bit of a pushing battle between Newkick and Schoenleben. Terry Colehouse messing with Tom Henderson. I don't know that I'd want to go nose to nose with that square body. Still 6 cars. Wisman, 93, over on the right-hand corner of the screen. Trying to get a little bit of momentum in reverse. He's working hard for it. There's some momentum there. The 323 built up a good head of steam there. Seven minutes on my timer. 3 to go unofficially. Terry Colehouse just working the throttle, trying to get something happening in that 09. Built up a little bit of momentum, made his way across the track, and then had to get on the binders to not hit a driver's door. That's frustrating. If you're tuning in on Facebook, I want to say thanks to Jeffy's Fab Farm for providing this live look-in. We're live from Portland, Indiana at Metal Mayhem Derby Icons event here. Day number 2. Last night we kicked things off with 3 classes of figure 8 racing. Today is qualifying for Pro Stock and Pro Mod cars. This is heat number 2 of the Pro Stock. 1 more heat of Pro Stock still to come, as well as 3 heats of Pro Mod qualifying with 30-minute time limits on those heats. Tomorrow we've got consolations, we've got filler classes, we've got features. You can get the whole weekend under one ticket on DerbyNation.tv. You can see everything you missed last night. Pretty entertaining show, as well as the heats tonight and finishing off stuff tomorrow. 208 comes across, puts a good shot on Henderson's 13. By my clock, they've got about 30 seconds left on this 10-minute grace period, so we're going to be sending another batch of cars off to the consolation. We very well might have a 30-car consi tomorrow. There's the flag. Once again, I want to say thanks to everybody who's joined us on Facebook. If you want to see the rest of the night, if you like what you're seeing, make sure you're tuning in at DerbyNation.tv. There's still 1 more heat of Pro Stock to come and 3 heats of Pro Mod still to come here tonight. So